I wanted to make knowledge born. I remember I told you we was trying to get the class on Sunday. Now we're looking at Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Saturday after a law shot class.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we just waited to hear back.
Why not Sunday though?
Cause I was building with the guy Rashawn, and it was just packed out. Like he said, he got 2 to 5, and then after that is HVAC.
Okay.
And then
Sunday,
right. People might go out Saturday. If you have a class at 12, they might not. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
so I was thinking Saturday around the culture hour might be a good time. And it goes back into what you were just saying. I've been reaching out to a couple of the younger guys and saying like, yo, we striving to have all of us more in tune, but also have more of the front of the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I was building with the guy Elstar Unique from Mecca, and he was saying that we met him at Show and Prove, but he was saying that he's gonna try to get all the other brothers around his physical to come up too, because there's a good amount of them out there. Another brother, Supreme King, what's his name in Gary, Indiana. You know, so I'm trying to help him out to get it to Show and Prove. So just all of us be on the same page and acquainted with each other. So by the time we do meet each other in the physical, it's just, everything is in tune.
Okay, that's big. And you said the class is gonna be it's called
Talking Mathematics.
Talking Mathematics. Yeah. Why talking mathematics, not building mathematics or living mathematics or?
Because before, I'll say this, right? How do we express the culture? You can only learn the culture by living it out, and you have to be around the people who's walking and talking with them. So when I say talking, it's not just like we talking. You're coming in here and you talk with the people who are already living the culture out, so you can learn how to walk it. However, too, also I was building. I realized people in a certain generation, they're not really too familiar with Supreme Mathematics, so they see it in a way where it's like angel numbers or something mystical or magical. You know, they don't realize it's something that everybody could use to their advantage to grow and build and bring their determined ideas into existence. You know what I mean? To measure their progress. So I think when people see how tangible something is and how like, oh, this can actually be applied, it's like, oh yeah, I see that. As opposed to sometimes when I build with people, they let's say if they see a guy talk about knowledge, it's the foundation of everything in existence, and it's symbolic to the black man and to the sun, and it's like, yeah, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if I say knowledge is the foundation of everything in existence, I say knowledge means to the accumulation of actual facts. Before I deal in anything, I don't deal in belief. Mm-hmm. So I need to know all the facts of who are going to be there before I go there. You know what I mean? Instead of believing some people going to be there, some people are not going to be there, and I end up in a particular situation. I mean, I like, before, it's funny because when I build people, they be like, damn, you ask who going to be there, what time, what type of situation, who throwing it. Mm-hmm. I need to know the facts about the situation. Through that, I could discern if that's the right place for me to be or the wrong place. That's something that's, you talk to somebody and explain it like that, oh, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to, you can't put the wisdom before not. Yeah, we know that, but if I articulate how and just, I'll say in simple terms, like mathematics is science for everything in life, but I also realize, let's say if you know how the definitions for these words, right? Like you say, wisdom is a wise word. So I always say it's not wise to say that because it's not wise to define the word by a word. If a person don't know what wisdom is, how the hell they gonna know what wise is? You know? So I remember one time in the cipher, brother said, I take everything from knowledge, so born back to knowledge. I said, what that mean? And he couldn't really explain it in his own words. So I'm like, that shows a lack of understanding of what you saying. So the knowledge of wisdom is there for us to get the understanding, but we shouldn't just get stuck on the knowledge of wisdom. And I realized what's most beneficial in helping people get an understanding is starting like what mathematics is. Building a strong foundation, going and looking at their own definitions, you know what I'm saying? Right, and capping the definitions and applying it to their actual everyday lives as opposed to just like, today's mathematics is build God, yeah, because I build to be born, and that's how I manifest my wisdom and that's how I show my equality. What did you just say? You know what I'm saying? Say that in your own words. That's how I can see it, you really understand what's coming out your mouth instead of just taking on the language that you're posing, basically. Like, you know what I mean? You're a poser. So even though it might sound on face value, you're saying talking mathematics, it goes back to, we teach people how to talk mathematics, but you're getting taught by the people who's walking it. Because even a few weeks ago, a group of young people came in, and a young lady said she was looking up Supreme Mathematics since August, and she couldn't find it until December. Yeah, she was like, but I've seen people say that, like people, they couldn't find the school, they didn't know all these different things. My first thought was like, damn, they don't know how to utilize the internet. But my second thought is, Allah is a God, we're supposed to be seen and heard everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I also made knowledge born, we're A lot of the information you get online is not written or it come from outsiders. It's not from actual 5%ers. So just that concept now is hard for people because she was like, so you guys don't have pamphlets and nothing? Like, no, the only way to get this is to come and walk and talk with people. You know what I'm saying? But everything is so instant gratification right now. People just think they could get everything online.
All at once.
Yeah. So it goes back to, I remember seeing an interview with Kodak Black where he was like, he had a book called Hustle and Win, How to Hustle and Win. And then he was like, y'all thought it was about to be hustling, but there was so much knowledge. So when you hear token mathematics on face value, you might say, oh, we just talking mathematics. But then when you come here and you talk and you realize this is going to have an impact, if you implementing it, it's going to have an impact on your life. At least basic general civilization.
Right.
You know?
That's good.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.